Good evening. Welcome to the November, just about missed a whole month there. November 8th, Union County Public Schools Board of Education meeting. I want to start out by saying thank you for your patience. I know you have been sitting here waiting for our board, and I thank you for being here tonight. I would like to officially call this meeting to order, and we will begin with an invocation. Mr. Sides.
I'd like to introduce Reverend Vic Weaver.
Let's pray. Father, we thank you that we live in a country that allows us to exercise our right to vote. And Father, we thank you for the election that we just had. And we ask now that the ones that have been elected and re-elected on this school board, that they will just serve this county, these students, the faculty and staff to the best of their ability, and that you will bless them and continue to give them the wisdom they need to do what they need to do. Now, Father, bless tonight. Help us to know what we are doing and to have a good meeting that will benefit us all. And we ask it in Jesus' name. Amen.
Thank you, Reverend Weaver. We really appreciate you being here from the Union County Sheriff Office. Would everyone please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance? Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I think we would all agree what a privilege it is to have students here to do that with us here tonight. That brings us to the approval of the agenda.
A couple changes to the agenda. Number 9, I'd like it to just, it would change from an information to action for street safe.
Okay.
I would like to add 2 things to consent, so you can just add them to Q and R. The first one is door frame and hardware bid. And the second one is Sardis Elementary School roundabout DOT acquisition. And then after number 18 in announcements, can you please add closed session before adjournment?
Are there any other changes? Okay, hearing none. I will
Go ahead.
accept a motion.
I move we approve the amended agenda.
Okay, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Thank you, Board. That brings us to the John H. Crowder Service Award. Board members, if you would please walk around, and Ms. Sturdivant, I will turn it over to you.
I apologize. The late John H. Crowder spent more than 30 years serving the children of Union County. As a living tribute to him and his legacy, the Union County Board of Education awards the John H. Crowder Service Award every month to an outstanding high school student who is making a difference in their school and community. Students who receive this award are not only academically successful, but also have established a history of community service. Tonight, we award the John H. Crowder Service Award to a very special student from Forest Hills. Can you say that again? Will Ezekiel Tillman please come forward? Are you ready?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Ezekiel is a well-rounded student, athlete who has an astounding GPA, 4.025. In addition to winning several academic awards, Ezekiel also received his school's Jacket Award because of his leadership abilities, his great attitude, and positive outlook. We need more of that. Ezekiel is a member of several school activities, including the Fellowship of Christian Athletes and diversity clubs. In addition to volunteering as a Special Olympics buddy, Ezekiel has also earned numerous JROTC awards that include community service, aptitude, and outstanding cadet ribbons. Ezekiel epitomizes student leadership and is widely known to be responsible and thoughtful in his actions. The Board of Education is very proud to recognize Ezekiel Tillman as the November recipient of the John H. Crowder Service Award. Congratulations, Ezekiel.
Good evening. The Union County Public Schools Employee of the Month Award recognizes employees in non-teacher, non-certified positions. It was created to honor those who have exemplary work and performance, those who promote positive morale, or possibly those who demonstrate initiatives and creativity that improve the operating efficiency of their department or district. Individuals can be nominated based on their performance, their customer service, or an individual incident that merits commendation. Our November recipient is Mercedes Tahala, an instructional assistant at Walter Bickett Educational Center. Walter Bickett Ed Center Site Administrator Ken Ross will now come forward to recognize Mercedes for her accomplishments.
Mercedes Tahala not only serves as a translator for the Spanish-speaking families, she also serves as an ambassador for the exceptional children's preschool program in Spanish-speaking communities. She is a trusted resource that many of our parents turn to and contributes to a positive work environment. Mercedes is a problem solver and goes above and beyond the call of duty without complaint and with great enthusiasm. Helping to record ConnectEd messages in Spanish, covering classes so teachers can attend professional development, providing translation services for open house meetings, fairs, and other events are just a few of the services that she provides to support our school. Beyond all these things, she has a cheerful disposition and uplifts everyone around her. Mercedes is truly an exceptional employee, and we are proud to have her as part of our team. I will now read the Employee of the Month proclamation from the Board of Education and Dr. Houlihan. Whereas the Union County Board of Education values the hard work of each employee within the district, whereas performance is an essential part of the district operations, whereas Mercedes Tajala exemplifies the performance, dedication, and teamwork essential to the success of the district and its students. Now, therefore, we, the Board of Education for Union County Public Schools, and Dr. Andrew G. Houlihan, Superintendent, hereby proclaim Mercedes Tajala as the Employee of the Month for the month of November 2018. Congratulations.
Good evening. Every 2 years, the National School Public Relations Association announces the newest members of its 35 Under 35 program, a list of 35 young school professionals across the country who are making a difference for their school districts. I am pleased to announce that UCPS Communications Coordinator Ashley Ford was selected to be a part of the 35 Under 35 class of 2018. Members of this class were recognized as being the next generation of leaders in school communications. Ashley will be recognized at the National School Public Relations Association Conference this summer in Washington, D.C. Congratulations, Ashley.
Good evening. I'm really excited about this one. So every year, the North Carolina High School Athletic Association presents an award to a special person. It's a deserving individual who does an outstanding job serving not only their local athletes and school system, but also those throughout the state. And I am pleased to announce that UCPS Director of Athletics, Doug Jones, was selected as the North Carolina High School Athletic Association's 2018 Region 6 Special Person of the Year. He was recently recognized at the organization's regional meeting for going above and beyond the call of duty at both the local and the state level. And we are really proud of Doug.
All right, tonight I have the pleasure of presenting our 2018-2019 Principal of the Year, Ms. Carol Alley. Parkwood High School Carol Alley was recognized for her efforts to lead the school's staff towards excellence during her recent years. Under her leadership, Parkwood High met growth in 2016-17 as her first year as a principal, and then exceeded growth in her second year during the 2017-18 school year. an accomplishment that Miss Alley also attributes to teachers' commitment to their students and overall mission of the school. Congratulations, Miss Alley. I'm also pleased to present our 2018-19 Assistant Principal of the Year, Mr. Brian Gray. Mr. Gray served as a teacher at Parkwood Middle and an administrator at Parkwood Middle and High School before joining the administrative staff at Weddington Middle School in 2015. Congratulations, Mr. Gray, and thank you for all that you do to help provide a high-quality learning environment to our students at Weddington Middle. Congratulations, Mr. Gray. Each year, the NC Tech Association celebrates the best and the brightest technology professionals in the state. I am pleased to announce that UCPS Innovation and EdTech Coordinator Casey Rimmer was named the North Carolina Tech Association Educator of the Year. Casey was recognized for demonstrating innovation and effectiveness in the use of technology to educate students. She was also praised for being effective in driving interest among students pursuing the tech fields. Casey will now be recognized on November the 15th at the North Carolina Tech Awards in Durham. Congratulations, Ms. Rimmer. I'd also like to congratulate Marvin Ridge High School teacher Winston Sims for being named the North Carolina Theater Arts Educator of the Year. Mr. Sims was selected for this award for going above and beyond the call of duty to provide an exceptional program that benefits students and the community. He was also recognized for achieving high standards of quality in his endeavors and was praised for his dedication to the profession of theatrical arts. Congratulations, Mr. Sims. This year, a record 18 UCPS schools received state recognition for their positive behavior intervention and support, PBIS, systems, and were praised for supporting high student performance while reducing behavioral problems. We are honored to recognize the 18 schools that received green and model recognition from the North Carolina Department of Public Instruction. As we all know, the implementation of a successful PBIS system relies heavily on the support of the entire staff at the school. At this time, will the staff at the schools being recognized tonight please stand to be recognized? You're here. Would you please give them a round of applause? Thank you for your work in creating a positive, safe, and consistent school and culture. Principals, as I call your school's name, please come forward to be recognized by the Board of Education. For our green ribbon schools, Monroe Middle, Porter Ridge Middle, Parkwood Middle, Prospect Elementary, Piedmont Middle, Sardis Elementary, Sun Valley Elementary, South Providence School, Western Union Elementary, and Wingate Elementary. Our PBIS model schools, East Elementary, Fairview Elementary, Indian Trail Elementary, Marshville Elementary, Sun Valley Middle, Union Elementary, Waxhaw Elementary, we do have one more. Shiloh Elementary is being recognized tonight, but Mr. Spencer has a senior at Marvin Ridge, and tonight is senior night, and he had to go and be with her, as he should have been. So, Dr. Houlihan, Board of Education, this completes our recognitions for tonight. Thank you.
If I could ask the board to please stay where you are, and the superintendents. So tonight, we're going to have a school board recognition. What is a school board member? A locally elected public official that has been entrusted to serve and govern the community's public schools. It is an act of service to our greatest assets, our children, their education, and supporting what I consider to be the greatest profession on earth, teaching. For Union County Public Schools, it means serving what is considered a premier school district within the state of North Carolina. And just this year, Union County Public Schools was named #3 best school district in North Carolina out of 215 school districts. This does not happen without great leadership and making decisions and upholding policies for our 53 schools, 41,500 students, nearly 5,300 employees, and our personal favorite, watching almost 3,000 graduates cross the stage every June. Operations for nearly 300 buses that travel 27,000 miles per day or 5 million miles per year. Serving 22,000 meals per day through child nutrition, and overseeing an annual budget of almost $450 million. So just who would be willing to volunteer their free time to serve in this capacity? A school board member. And tonight I want to recognize 2 special members who have served in this capacity willingly and admirably. And tonight is their last meeting with us. Mrs. Boyd, would you please come forward? Mrs. Boyd is an at-large member. She was elected in 2014 from all of the citizens from across the county. She has served on the Finance Committee, Strategic Planning, Technology, and Transportation, and has served as a liaison to Waxhaw and Mineral Springs. In her 4 years with us, she has also served as the chairman and has helped us conduct a nationwide search for our new superintendent. Mrs. Boyd also helped us advocate for the 2016 bond to do renovations and additions to 6 of our most needed schools and a new transportation facility. We want to thank you, Leslie, for serving the last 4 years with us. It's been great to see your 3 children grow. And I know Isaiah the third is off doing great things, and your 2 girls are doing so well in Union County Public Schools. And we want to wish you and your family much love and success as you travel on to your new goals. But we want to thank you and honor you for your 4 years of service. Yes, ma'am. She just realized I requested her favorite flowers in this bouquet, sunflowers. And Mrs. Malarkey was kind enough to help us track those down, just for you. Oh. I'm sure the rest of the board would like to. Mr. Rate, would you please join me? Mr. Rate, too, was elected to an at-large position, was elected from across the county in 2016. He has served on the Facilities Committee, Policy, Curriculum, and the Safety Committee. Mr. Rape is a retired teacher and a graduate from Parkwood High School and Wingate College. Okay. My apologies. I know you went there. So, Dennis, we thank you for your service to Union County Public Schools for the last 2 years. And Dennis was elected to the county commissioners Tuesday night. And on behalf of the Board of Education, we thank you for your 2 years with us, and we look forward to working with you as a newly elected Board of County Commissioners. So if you don't mind, Matt, put this on for you.
I figured the last time I'd get one of these would be my. Oh.
Okay. So, and this is. And that concludes our recognitions. Okay, board, that brings us to public comments. 30 minutes has been allotted for public comments. Community members wishing to speak during public comments should state their name, address, and phone number prior to making further comments. The board will not hear in open session complaints about performance of school personnel, personnel issues, or confidential student matters. Individuals may address the board for a maximum of 3 minutes. Any person who is appointed representative for a group may address the board for 5 minutes. Should a community member wish to seek information or share items that may not be shared during public comments, our staff are available to address your concerns or provide information. Dr. Chris Barnes, Assistant Superintendent of Human Resources, is available tonight. Dr. Brad Breedlove, Chief Academic Officer, and Jared McCraw, Assistant Superintendent of Student Services, are all here to assist. Our first speaker tonight is Scott Wendell.
Is that better? I have to state my Scott Wendell, 1344 Green Oaks Lane, Charlotte, North Carolina, 28205. My phone number is 704-333-3369. I'm here on behalf of the United Nations Education, Scientific, and Cultural Organization, TSG. And due to current geopolitics, most Americans don't know what we are, what we do, what our capabilities are, or our resources. But briefly, our main objective is to promote collaboration through education, science, culture, and communication. So there are many educational, cultural programs, scholarships, resources that Union County students and staff can benefit from. I'm personally authorized to present these new mandates and initiatives that were decided in the last 4 collective consultations, the most recent one being in August in Istanbul. So I'm here to ask the superintendent at the board to consider meeting with us and discussing maybe some opportunities for Union County students and staff and community. I currently serve at the pleasure of the board of the UNESCO TSG Advisory Committee. General Secretary General, he's currently not in country, so otherwise he would be here with me. North Carolina is my current home state. So before Los Angeles unified, Chicago or Miami-Dade, why not prioritize North Carolina? Why not prioritize Union County school systems and have the students and staff benefit from that? So in closing, I would like to ask the superintendent of the board to consider meeting with us to talk about future possibilities for Union County students and staff and community. That's it. Thank you.
Next is Holly Prince.
Good afternoon, evening. My name is Holly Prince, and my address is 1010 Dunbarton Road in Indian Trail. And my phone number is 704-400-6015. Is it okay that I pass these out? I have little books for that, or do you just you do that while I'm talking to you? Thank you so much. They might want to represent me. I will start off in saying I'm talking about the Career and College Promise program that's through North Carolina. Some of you may be aware of who I am, and some of you may not. My daughter was actually the first in Union County to complete her associate's degree in Union County from a traditional high school, which was Porter Ridge High School. And I have helped many different families across the county that have either heard about my daughter and what she's done and or contacted via social media, email, reaching out, phone calls. And I come to you tonight because there's a discrepancy in the county that in helping out, and I wanted to be aware of it and to be able to correct it. We are not Porter Ridge High School or Porter Ridge County, Sun Valley County, Piedmont County. We're Union County, and everything needs to be consistent across of it. Working with families that one school wants it this way, another school wants it this way, it makes it very hard on these kids to obtain their goals that they are trying to create. And when I tell you these goals are high standards for these kids, not only does it work with the high flying kids, it also works with the medium kids and the low flying kids that don't meet all the criteria, because there's something called CTE, which is a career technical education pathway that they can take if they plan not to go to college. So, and just go straight into the workforce, they can go ahead and get their certifications, and the state pays for the tuition. And I do commend the board for paying for the books for the kids, because that is a very expensive task, and very, as a parent, very much appreciated. So, and like in the books that you have now, I have highlighted in the very page 3, you'll see where it talks about what programs are offered and which are an eye for an eye credit, which means like if you take American 1 in high school, you can also take that one class and have a college credit in addition to knocking out your high school credit. English 4 is on there, also English 2 that's a requirement, and you'll see the ones that are listed in there. And then of course many electives that they can have. Also, SPCC does a great job of trying to work with our kids, whether it's online classes or face-to-face classes. And I guess where some of the discrepancy comes, and I just want to voice my opinion on it, is the fact that whether they're taking a face-to-face class or an online class, they're still getting college credit. The national pass rate for an AP exam is 52%. All they need from a community college is a C to transfer to a four-year university or to get their credit. So, I guess, and then you'll also see on page 30, it talks about maintaining eligibility. What the state says they have to continue taking the college classes. Currently now, it's what each principal discretion has onto it. And, when the state maintains something, we are a part of North Carolina State. In closing, I will say that, I've also heard that they want to be able to keep a hold of the kids and know where they're doing. Well, an easy solution to that is to have a guidance counselor once a month have a meeting, whether it's an AM or a PM meeting that they schedule with these kids that come in, and they can tell them about prom, or they can tell them about different events going on at the high school to keep them updated. My daughter had a wonderful guidance counselor, and what they did was she created an email database for any kids who took classes off campus and shot them blast about scholarships, about any other events that were happening at the school.
Thank you, Mrs. Prince.
Also, my number is on there, so if you have any questions, on the very front, I put it on the inside of it. So if you have any questions, please let me know.
And you can also finish, if you have more information, talk to Dr. Breedlove before you leave tonight. Thank you so much. Okay, our next speaker is Rosemary. If you could say your last name for us.
Rosemary Calvo Nee. I live at 1206 Applegate Parkway in Waxhaw. Thank you all for allowing me to speak tonight. The subject of school safety, I'm sure, is at the forefront of everyone's minds. And I think it's safe to say that we really need to be proactive, because the reactive side is not working. And in order to do that, we need to figure out how to protect our schools. We need to pretend they're federal buildings, because you can't get into those with a gun. We need to treat our schools. There are precious children in these schools. But the other flip side of that is the stigma on mental illness. Until we have real awareness for mental illness, it's not going to go away. We need crisis intervention counselors that can help children. Why is the bully bullying? How is the child being bullied being helped? So we really need programs in place to help children at as young of an age as possible, because the earlier the intervention, the better it is. A lot of times children with learning differences have behavioral issues, and that comes out in school. And unless people are properly trained on how to handle it, sometimes the wrong measures may be taken. So I really want to bring that, and that's a long-term fix. That's not an immediate fix. But until we all open our eyes and accept it and remove the stigma and have the awareness like we do every other disability, it's not going to change. And as a society, we need to do this. And that's really all I wanted to say. Thank you.
Tonight, that concludes our public comments. Thank you, Dr. Houlihan. That brings us to number 9, street safe driving.
Madam Chairman, this has been, I would like to offer a motion that the events, the street safe driving events, be canceled for December and February.
Is that a motion?
Yeah. Okay, I second. Second.
Okay. All those in favor?
Ma'am, if I could, I'd like just a short discussion.
Okay.
It's felt that this is necessary to cancel these events for, and I want to apologize to the public and the board. a potential, my involvement could be a potential conflict, including my wife and I's financial contribution to this nonprofit organization, and to remove any possibility of conflict that these events are canceled if this motion passes, for possible reconsideration at another time.
Okay. So we have a motion and a second to cancel the December date and the February date. Okay, all those in favor say aye. Aye. And I guess I need to consult with our attorney. Do we need to rescind our vote in public session?
He said to cancel the offense, but we need to rescind our prior vote in October. I move that we rescind our October vote to approve this.
I second.
Okay, any comments? Okay, all those in favor, say aye. Aye. Okay, so the vote has been rescinded, 9-0. And the December date and the February date are canceled.
Mr. Sides, do you have anything else to offer up?
I'm sorry?
Do you have anything else to say?
No, I think I made the comments that I wanted to offer my apologies for my what could be considered as a potential conflict from my role as a member of this board, as well as in part for a financial contribution to this organization.
I have a motion to make. I would like to offer up a censure of Mr. Sides for entering into this thing and not bringing all that information to the board.
I'm sorry that, yeah.
Yes.
Let me, well, I don't know if I can do this, but I will accept a self-censure for this. Should have known better and should have, in my zeal to see this good event come to the county, I made some errors in judgment, and I will impose a self-censure.
I will second that.
Okay. So we have a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed say nay.
We have to amend the agenda. We have to amend the agenda first. Can we amend the agenda? So first, here you have to offer up a motion to amend the agenda.
Okay. Let's see if we can get it right this time. I'll offer a motion to amend the agenda.
And we can insert that now. It is like 9A.
9A as item 9A.
Sure, Mr. Sides.
Mm-hmm.
And then you repeat things so then we can vote on it. So now the motion, did we vote on the motion to amend?
So
No,
we,
We have a motion to amend the agenda to add a censure of Mr. Sides.
so I
Moved by
need a
Mr.
second
Sides.
to amend the agenda to include 9A, a censure.
Second.
Okay, all those in favor of the amended agenda, say aye. Aye.
Good point.
Okay,
Now you can consider
and
the
now
motion.
we can have a motion.
I will offer a motion for a self-censure.
I'll second.
Okay, all those in favor say aye. 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 All those opposed say nay. Okay, motion passes. Okay, that brings us to open session meeting minutes for October 2nd and October 12th.
I move to approve the October 2nd and October 12th meeting minutes, open session meeting minutes.
I second.
All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed? Okay, those are both taken care of. That brings us to the consent agenda. We have two added items.
I move that we approve the amended consent agenda.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Okay. And that brings us to the superintendent's report. I'll turn it over to Dr. Houlihan.
Thank you, Madam Chair. First of all, I want to welcome Mr. Travis Kiker to the Board of Education. I look forward to meeting you and to continuing the great work that this board is doing for our students and staff. I also have a few board members to congratulate, as we've already done a little bit tonight, but wanted to say a big congratulations to Ms. Merrill, Mr. Sides, and Ms. Heintel on your reelection. I also want to congratulate Mr. Dennis Rape on being elected to the Board of County Commissioners. I appreciate your support and work on the board for the past 2 years and wish you well in your new role. And lastly, I want to thank Mrs. Leslie Boyd for her service on the Board of Education. You have made a tremendous difference in your 4 years, and we appreciate the great work you've done. Your diligence and support has been unwavering, and we will miss working with you. As you might have heard earlier this evening, last week, the North Carolina Public School Forum released a report that really looks at what they call the roadmap of need, which is a statewide report that ranks every single county on multiple indices in terms of education, health, youth behavior, safety, and economic development. Union County as a county ranked number 1 in education and ranked number 3 overall in the state, really due to the access to services and resources to enhance their quality of life. We are very proud of Team UCPS and our partners for the work that's happening across the county. Tonight, I want to acknowledge we have 4 students here this evening from Sun Valley High School that are here to talk with staff and hear from me and the public about an issue that was recently spoken of, and that's the issue of school safety. I want to publicly offer condolences to the Butler High School family and the Charlotte Mecklenburg Schools leadership team. Our thoughts are with them and the impacted families as they work through what happened last Monday. This incident has caused the UCPS team to review and reflect. Even that very day, we were on the phone when that event happened and immediately began to dig into what we needed to do and assess the degree of safety of our schools. This happened very close to home. We took every opportunity to really sit down and review our policies and procedures as it pertains to safety. Over the past week, staff has taken action on the following. Safety and security procedures, protocols, and guidelines were reviewed with all principals. This included lockdown and active shooter drills. Mr. Jared McCraw, he organized a very in-depth conversation that we had with Sheriff Kathy and members of all municipalities and from police departments across this county to really discuss where we are and what we need to do next. That included protocols, reunification plans, and communication. I want to offer that during incidents, Mr. Tyra Stalbert, who is our Assistant Superintendent for Communications and Community Relations, works closely with Tony Underwood, the Union County Sheriff's Office Communications Director, to make sure that we have clear lines of communication and that incident command is established at our schools. As a result of that meeting, we are looking at increasing the number of lockdown drills and adding student assemblies for law enforcement agencies to talk with our kids, even in elementary schools, about the issues regarding school safety and security. In addition, exterior safety guidelines are being reviewed by principals and will be updated in December. One area and a gap that we've recognized that I mentioned earlier is the notion of reunification and secondary evacuation sites. That is something that we are considering and we are working through to process to make sure that every school has a plan for that. I also want to update the public and the board on our physical safety plans that were budgeted for this year. All of the video doorbells at elementary schools have been installed, and that's just the hardware. Staff is working on the software installations, and we are looking at a completion date of around winter break. So when you return back in January, visitors, parents, etc., at all 30 elementary schools will be required to ring that doorbell system. In addition, through our partnership with the county, we are very close to hiring all of our new social workers. The interviews are complete and staff is working on final processes, and they will begin working with all school clusters immediately. We also have school resource officers in all of our elementary schools, and I will tell you, after visiting with principals and talking with these SROs, that is making an absolute tremendous difference for our youngest students. This is not the end of this conversation. I don't think there ever can be an end to this conversation. Every day, we have got to make sure that our kids and our staff is safe. These plans around physical safety, as well as social, emotional, and mental health, we are going to continue to focus on this as a major effort in our school system. Parents, we appreciate your help and your work, but we need your additional help. Please talk to your children. If they see something, they need to say something. We have a tip line on our UCPS app that can be used to submit information anonymously, or they can talk to an administrator or a teacher. They also need to understand that we take threats very seriously, whether it's on social media or verbal. There are consequences for communicating a threat. Together, we can all work better to make a difference and to keep our schools safe. I want to thank Mr. McCraw, members of our law enforcement agencies that work very closely with us every day to make sure that our students and our staff are very well protected. Someone reminded me, when it comes to school safety, there is no magic recipe. We have got to continue to have this conversation ongoing and make sure that we're doing all we can to ensure that our students and staff members are being safe. Lastly, as a reminder, Monday is Veterans Day and is a state holiday. UCPS will be closed for students and staff to honor our servicemen and women who served our country. Thank you for your service. We salute you. Board members, this concludes my report.
Thank you, Dr. Houlihan. That brings us to a strategic plan update, Theme B, Initiative 1B, and we'll turn it over to Dr. Breedlove and Sam Baisden.
Dr. Baisden could not be with us tonight. He would normally present, but he's under the weather, and so thoughts are with him to get better for sure. So it gives me an honor to stand before you and discuss a strategic theme, enhancing the academic programs to meet the needs of all students. And this really gets to the heart of the academics division as a whole, specifically the initiative. Make sure I got the clicker correct. All right. Assisting schools and providing students with consistent access to a variety of educational opportunities. In Union County Public Schools, we are very proud of the opportunities that we do provide students, but we, like everything else, we can get better at what we do. And that's what this is really about, this part of the strategic plan. Setting out, we looked at the last 5, even 10 years of Union County Public Schools, and what we really felt are areas that we could work on. And what did we see happening even as recent as 5 years ago? We see that's going back. We just felt that there were areas that we needed to work on and to address, such as several questions that came up in dealing with access, various factors, access to advanced programming in our school system. We also saw that we weren't as aligned as we needed to be in teamwork, not only in the school and among the staffs that were in the school, but also vertically, elementary, middle, and high school, working together, whether it's in the same cluster or across the school district. And then lastly, collecting data as regards to our business partners, working with our community colleges, working with our students on what can Union County Public Schools do differently, and are we offering what people want to see out of our students when they graduate high school, as well as what are our students doing after high school? Are they being successful? Are they graduating? If they go to college, are they entering a field in which their interests were back when they were in high school? And then are they graduating on time? So those are the areas that we found that we could improve. And so the desired state comes from those. And of course, under the desired state, you're going to see many of those elements that we want to get better at. We want to improve our academic programming. We want to have that additional teamwork. We are Team UCPS, and that's what we expect in our schools, in our classrooms, by our students across all levels. And then lastly, collecting the data that we need to know whether or not we are being successful, whether or not we're opening our schools to meet the needs of students and parents that come to our district to join our school district, as well as what are our students doing afterwards. So if you continue to, you all have packets there, as well as what's on the board. Looking at our performance indicators. Last spring, I stood before you, and on the left-hand side, the 2017-18, I went over 3 areas in which we had started. Providing training to all staff on college career readiness, where we were on that, increasing our enrollment in by underrepresented groups in some of that advanced programs such as AIG, AP, math, all of those elements that we had spoken with to you last year about, as well as creating a K-12 dual language immersion program. Well, this year, what have we started? And we've added additional items, as we should, gathering data, also going back to our initiatives that we found our desired state, gathering data of the current conditions in our school and our postgraduates. How successful are we? So we have begun researching programs that will allow us to reach our graduates to find out what they're doing. Are they being successful at what they're doing? Did they graduate college? What are they doing at that point? And that's going to inform us on our current programming. Next is creating college and career readiness centers in our high school. We already saw the success at the Monroe Public Library and what that has done for our county. Well, why shouldn't the hub of our school, which is our media centers, be an extra resource for our students? Many times it's hard to get into the counseling wing during before school or after school. That, you know, the counselors are busy. They have to, a lot of times, schedule an appointment. Well, guess what's always open? That's our media center. So our media specialists, our assistants can help provide that resource. Also creating a task force to look at our pre-K programs, working with Dr. Hogston, and she is working on a few federal programs elements right now, but she's taking on the task of looking at our pre-K enrollment, and also what happened to our pre-K students. What's the data look like from our pre-K students that have gone on into 3rd and 4th and 5th grade? Are they being successful? Are they not being successful? And if they're not being successful, what do we need to do differently to make sure that we are fixing whatever is not working correctly? So that will begin this year. And then lastly, create an interactive program of studies. And this is a very labor-intensive process. There's filming, there's all of these things. And what I'm really excited about on that is we've identified CTE program as our first jump into doing this. And if you go to the academics website, we already have a video up of showing a HVAC class and what students that take HVAC 1, 2, 3, and 4, what they are doing. So you have showing the students using the equipment, hands-on activity, and then the teacher talks about what students are accomplishing, what they can accomplish in certifications, and what they can do with that as soon as they graduate, whether they go on to a 2-year or 4-year degree or right into the workforce making $30,000, $40,000 right out of high school. That's significant. Parents and students need to see that's what these classes do. And so that's the first phase, and then we will continue to open up that phase into all of our core classes and the rest of the program of studies as the years progress. But it is labor intensive. In the back of your handout, there is, it also shows where we are on all these stages. In this particular initiative, you will not see green. We are never going to be done with this initiative. We are always looking to improve, and so the progress A good progress means it's in yellow. If it's red, we haven't started it yet, but we are working to start all of those and continue to recycle, learn, and progress. At this point, that is the update on this initiative, and I'll be happy to answer any questions that you may have.
Mr. Breedlove, I don't have any questions, but since this may be the last time that I get to talk to you from up here, the first time I met you was 2006, 2007 at Monroe High School. And you have always been the same to me. I can honestly say Brad Breedlove is the person you see is the way he is all the way through. You almost look like a president of the United States. 12 years in Union County Public Schools has graded you up a lot.
Well, it's a pleasure for sure.
You are an awful young looking man and you've aged good, but all I can tell you from my own experience, it's better to turn gray than to turn loose. But you are truly,
I hear you on that. Yes, sir.
You are truly an exemplary educator, and you will always have my respect.
Well, it's a pleasure to serve for sure. And thank you very much. Thank you.
Tried to give you your doctorate degree about 6 or 8 months before, and I had Dr. Houlihan talked into it for about 5 minutes at that curriculum meeting.
Maybe go through the process and finish it up, which I'm grateful for. So thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Okay, that brings us to the appointment of an SPCC board member. Union County Public Schools is offered 2 seats on the board at South Piedmont Community College. And we have received a resignation from one of our appointments, Mr. Henley. He is going to be stepping down. And tonight, I would like to recommend to the full board the appointment of Mr. Bill Norwood, who has, in recent past history, he was appointed to SPCC's board by the former Governor Pat McCrory. And he is no longer appointed to that position. And we would like to recommend that Bill Norwood remain on the board and fill the vacancy that has been opened by the resignation.
I make a motion to appoint Mr. Norwood to the SBCC
Second.
board.
Okay, all those in favor say aye. 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 Okay, 9-0. We will let Mr. Norwood and SPCC know of our decision. Thank you very much. And that brings us to policies for review.
Yes, good evening, members of the board. We have 5 policies from Chapter 3 for your review this evening and 2 administrative guidelines, and I can answer any questions if anybody has any. Thank you.
So we will see those next month when you bring those back for approval.
Correct.
Thank you, Mrs. Morris. Okay, are there any closed session decisions?
I move that we approve the closed session decisions.
I second.
Yeah. No. Said it.
I second.
Okay.
We're
All-
good? Yes, we're good.
Okay. All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed? Okay, 9-0. And that brings us to board comments.
I'd like to thank the Sun Valley students who showed up. That's awesome. Do you guys know what the score of the game is by any chance? They're playing Marvin Ridge tonight. What is it? Nope. Oh, no, sorry. But thank you for coming. It's good to see students in the stands. Are in the stands.
can always find
My
someone
mind
in the
is on the football game. In the audience. So thank you. And I know you guys were concerned about school safety, so I hope Dr. Houlihan answered some of your questions. But if you have any more, feel free to ask.
Again, I just want to say thank you, Leslie, for serving with us the last 4 years. We ran together in 2014. We were sworn in together in 2015, and it has been great fun to work with you and to champion Union County Public Schools. And I want to thank you for your commitment to the school district and our superintendent and to our Board of Education. Thank you very much. And Mr. Ray, congratulations on your election Tuesday night, our newly elected county commissioner. And we thank you for your 2 years of service here, and we look forward to working with you as a county commissioner. And we wish both of you luck in wherever you go from here, Mrs. Boyd. We know you'll do very, very well, and can't wait to see those girls grow up and graduate from Union County Public Schools. We look forward to that. And I also want to offer my condolences to Butler High School for the tragedy they went through. That is a school district's worst nightmare. And we send our condolences to that community and to the CMS Board of Education and their leadership team. And if there's anything we can do to stand to help CMS or with our safety, I know that our safety team and Dr. Houlihan has been in constant communication with them, and we thank you for standing with a neighbor school district going through that tragedy. Those are all of the comments I have for tonight. Anyone else?
Yes, I also want to thank Ms. Boyd. Thank you very much for your guidance during our time together here on the board. Mr. Rape, it's been a pleasure serving with you on the board. Appreciate our time together, and just want to say thank you to both of you.
Well, I just want to say thank you. I know when you look back 4 years, it seems like it went by really quick a lot of the times, and sometimes it went really slow. And I think that, you think you're ready to run, so much, and then you realize that you don't know a lot, and come in and be ready. And I didn't always get it right. Sometimes we made decisions and look back and maybe it was different, but I always tell my kids that I hope that they'll remember all the things that I did and not the things that I didn't do or weren't able to do, and know that, it's a marathon, it's not a sprint. And so to Dr. Houlihan and cabinet staff and educators and our support staff and to our students and Union County, I want to say thank you. It was my honor to serve you.
And I would like to thank Leslie for serving for the last 4 years. It's been a pleasure sitting beside you. Dennis, wish you well in the county commissioner and look forward to working with you. And also I'd like to congratulate Travis Kiker being elected. I think he'll serve the board well. And I guess I'll be out here on the island by myself from now on. So both of them gone. But yeah, he'll be here. If they're gone. I'll be by myself. So
I would like to say I have enjoyed working with you. I know I've probably upset a few of you, but I was just doing what I was thought was right. I have come to respect every one of you, and I really mean that. I had to stop Leslie from hugging me so much I had to create a safe word. It was mistletoe. I didn't realize that much was going on. As far as Dr. Houlihan and Miss Morris, I promise that I will take my sarcasm and humor down to the courthouse, and y'all have helped me become better at it. So, and I look forward to working with y'all on this next budget cycle. One thing that motivated me to run for county commissioner was when we were given a number, it was like a target. And when that target started moving, that upset me. So I think a person's word is everything. If you tell somebody that something's going to happen or you'll do something, you do it. You don't change your mind. You don't compromise your values. You do it. And I will be as fair of commissioner as I can be. All I ask for is transparency and honesty. Thank you. And it's been a pleasure to serve with you. I know some of you, I always had this saying, some people laugh when they see you coming, some people laugh when they see you going. So I know you all laughed. I just don't know. And I'm going to leave my wit with somebody, but I need y'all to private message me so I can give you my book of comments to, because every once in a while it does help to laugh up here. Because sometimes me and our friends say, you either laugh or you cry. And it's easier to laugh. You can explain that a lot easier than why are you crying? So thank you for putting up with me, teaching me stuff. I'm sorry that I wish I had not. The only thing people just don't realize the sacrifice that a board member does to their family, and but this is just one of those things on my bucket list that I wanted, and I appreciate y'all serving with me. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Ray. That brings us to any announcements.
I have one. I echo all the thoughts about Leslie and Dennis. It's been wonderful working with them for the last 2 years, so I appreciate that. Policy committee is on November 28th. And we don't have a date yet for facilities, but if anybody's interested in checking out where we are with the bond projects, there's great stuff on the website. So I urge you to go do it because there's some really good stuff, especially that we just added the stuff on Sun Valley and a couple other things. So go check it out.
And we'll have a split committee on 28th of November if needed, which I think it is needed this time. It is needed this time. So 28th of November, split committee, probably 7:30 in the morning. Yep.
Okay.
And I need a motion to reconvene into closed session pursuant to NCGS 143-318.11A1 to prevent the disclosure of privileged personnel information under Chapter 115C, Article 21A of the North Carolina General Statute.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.